if you're planning to go to uni and you've been reading all the lists of things you should bring, a lot of them say anything you can use a fancy dress, or fancy dress clothes, or fancy dress, fancy dress, fancy dress. And if you start buying fancy dress stuff in anticipation, that can get quite expensive. So I'm going to show you 20-ish household objects that you can make into fancy dress costumes, or part of a costume, to help you save some money and think outside the box a bit. So I hope you enjoy. Swimming costume and goggles for a swimming enthusiast. Any black and white striped clothing to be a stereotypical prisoner. Toilet roll to be a mummy. If you used to do or still do judo or karate or something like that, you can use your suit as a costume. If you have some mini binoculars or a disposable camera and some touristy type things, you can be a tourist. A pyjama enthusiast, although that's kind of cheating, because who isn't a pyjama enthusiast? The possibilities of makeup are pretty much endless. The possibilities are also endless for plain or not plain headbands, because you can put bunny ears, bat ears, cat ears, human ears on them. Your Hogwarts house scarf if you feel like representing your house. So everyone's got one of them. You could be a present. Cotton wool for beards, eyebrows, moustaches, hair. Dressing gowns can be great robes if you want to be a great wizard or witch. Then there's the classic white sheet if you want to be a ghost. A baking enthusiast. If you have a cycling helmet, which you should because safety first, you could be a cycling enthusiast. Everything's an enthusiast. Or gardening gloves to be a gardening enthusiast. A pot wash, although that's really unrealistic because they don't actually give you any gloves. If you have any scarves, you could be a fortune teller. If you have colourful card or folder dividers, then there's so much you can do with coloured card. Just, yeah, think about it. Black bin bag, so you can be a... Why are these considered a staple in terms of dressing up? A neon enthusiast, or someone from the 80s. And something you're definitely going to have when you're moving in is lots of cardboard boxes, so yeah, you can do a lot with these, like robots, and robots, and traffic lights. I hope that gave you some inspiration and didn't just confuse you further. Some of the costumes, I admit, were a bit questionable, but then people will come up to you and ask you questions, then you make friends. That's how I made friends. Yeah. Don't forget to suggest any of your own household objects in the comments if you have any other ideas, and I'll see you next week. Because when I was due to go to uni in a few months, I didn't know what to expect, and it was kind of strange. And even if you think you know what it's going to be like, you may be wrong.